Alrighty, guys. I'm praying to the mighty lords that this is working right now. If so, well then, thank God. I've tried this 6 times in a row. My microphone, by the way, that hasn't been working. So we'll see if it works this time. But today I wanted to talk about more of a serious topic than what you guys are used to. Get my phone real quick. So there was a few messages I got recently. I'm just gonna downright say it told me to go kill myself. I'm pretty sure you guys, if you live in the good old 2025, then you're probably used to that. And if so, then I feel genuinely bad for you. I know you guys probably can't hear me well because I wear a mask. I can't even hear myself that well. Uh, but I'm trying to see if I can. I wanted to talk about mostly about why it's a bad thing to do that, or to tell someone to do that, and not only that, but doing it yourself. So this mask really isn't helping me. I can't even breathe. Yeah, I'll stick it out. All right, so basically, how it started was it started out actually a few days ago. So I was texting one of my friends, one of their other friends who doesn't like me like at all, told me that I should go kill myself. And then today, I got random messages from this dude, from some older guy who told me, that I should go rot in hell and I should kill myself. And it kind of got me thinking, like, 2 times in 1 week. How common is it actually? Like, how actually common is it to be told this? Because I got told it like a lot, especially when I was in 6th grade. I'm now a freshman. Um, but if there's one thing I've noticed, it's that people have nothing nice to say to each other. Like, they can't be actually human to each other, if you know what I mean. Now, as far as I'm going with this, I wanted to tell you guys that, listen, you could be going through a rough time right now. I don't know what you guys feel behind the screen. And I know for people who are having a tough time that it sucks. And life will kick you in the butt so many times. And no one should have to experience that. Being told to off themselves or, to do something like that. The sad part of it is that the people who say it sometimes are the people that's mostly close to them. And that's what hurts the most. But I'm trying to find a person who I can example without throwing myself up. Listen, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Bella the Wolf, Brett Rivera, people like those should not be told to end themselves. Like, I'm not saying that that's ever happened, though it probably has, but it's just an example, And I'm pretty sure one of y'all are gonna come in here saying, "Oh well, Bella the Wolf was mocking God and stuff like that." I'm a Christian, all right, but I'm not bringing like religion into this right now. I'm talking about the issue we have on hand. But when you tell someone to do that, I mean, I'm not making myself seem innocent because I've done it probably twice. One time was when someone told me to do it and I told them back to do it. The other time was when I got in a fight. But if there's one thing I've noticed in my schools, like, people will use like the go end yourself stuff like a lot. Like, they will use that against each other, dude. I mean, it's common, surprisingly. But I'm probably gonna get blocked off YouTube, but if so, well then just know YouTube, this is just like a talk to, okay? So please don't get mad at me. But when you tell someone to do that, like, you know how impactful that is? Like, it may not be that way towards you, but give yourself this idea. What if that person went home and did that? What if they had, I'm not saying this is, but we gotta face the reality of it. I mean, we gotta face the reality of this problem because it's common. Like, what if, someone was told to do something to themselves and they ended up doing that? That's bad on you by a lot. Because, first of all, saying that to someone and then them doing it, that's a crime. That's literally a crime. That you can get, I believe, up to life for. I'm pretty sure. I might have to look that up. But that is a crime. I know that's a crime. If you tell someone to do something like end themselves and they end up doing it, that's a crime. I know that. And also, it's gonna come to light. Everything someone does will end up going to light someday. So if you said something to someone, there's cameras, people, and people will tell on you more. The closest people you know will tell on you more. Not saying like you shouldn't tell anyone. I mean, if you did something wrong, you did something wrong. There's nothing that justifies what you did. But that overall is not okay. But I mean, now for the people who have been told this, I'm gonna tell you this as a person. You are a good person. Anyone who has said anything harmful, hurtful, telling you to do things you shouldn't, those people are not worth anything. Like, I'm about to turn 15 in a few days. Hold on. 4 days, I'm pretty sure. 4 days. I struggled with these problems since I was 12 years old. 12, 13, 14. I mean, I'm doing better now. I mean, I'm doing better than ever. Now, a way I can put this into example is my mask. I don't show my face. Why? Because I was called ugly. You know, I was called hurtful things about the way I look. So I wear a mask so I can't be judged by the way I look. Of course, I can't have this on during school, or else people are going to think I'm, trying to do something I shouldn't. But I'm not that type of guy. Alright? But, listen, you are good the way you are. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. If it's your family, they're wrong. If it's people you don't know, who cares about them? I would probably, if someone went up to me and said that, I was like, alright, what did I do? Why do you? Or I would probably be like, yeah, who cares? Like, nobody cares. But you can't just go around saying hurtful things. And I was watching this one, it was like this one thing. I think his name was Erica, I think. Basically, he was going through mental problems, and he ended up, I guess he ended himself. And that was something, I feel like I could use that as an example. Mental health is important the most. Physical health and mental health. Don't let anyone else tell you anything other different. Because they are wrong. Like, they are literally wrong. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, my physique ain't the best. I mean, I'll show y'all gladly, but I mean, hold on. But like, that stuff is not good at all. Like, if you get told to do something like that, you shouldn't have to deal with that. Alright? Like, at all. like, see, I ain't got that much muscle on me. But point is that yeah, I ain't got a lot of weight on me, and there were some kids on my football team who told me to do some things myself, and you know what I did? As world as that, I quit the football team. Oh, get my shirt back on. Put my hoodie back on. It's cold in this house. My hat, my mask. Ooh, I just got a message too. Uh, alright. Let me check this message real quick. Maybe from a parent. Hold on. Well, these are from Nick. Oh yeah, I ain't. Sorry guys, this is like from one of my friends. Don't worry. Listen, people will tear you down the most, and that's what I tell myself every morning once I wake up from bed. And that is why I believe in God. I'm a Christian. Some people have their opinions, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's perfectly fine to have your own opinions. I mean, that's how God made us. He lets us do things like kind of like ourselves. Hold on. But listen. Now, saying this to a person who has told someone off, that. Listen, that is extremely serious. I mean, extremely serious. You telling someone that they have no basically what you're saying, when you tell someone to do that to themselves, you're telling them their family doesn't love them, they have no purpose in life. If you're a Christian or believe in biblical things, that you want them to burn in hell. No one's ever gonna love them. As I said before, they have no purpose. And that's just me debunking the top of it. But you know what that also shows about you? You're selfish, immature, rude, obnoxious, and overall not a good person. Now, I will say, let's think of like this way. If someone did something really bad, I can understand and probably agree with what you mean. But only if they did something genuinely terrible. Like, that is the only time I would actually say, yeah, they probably deserve that. But other than that, there's no reason to say it. I mean, none at all. No slack, no nothing. But, I don't want to keep y'all on here too long. But, listen, it's not okay. Not okay to tell someone to do that. And for people who's been told that, you gotta realize your environment. If there's someone who's telling you that, and they're your friend, here, I had a friend who called me, who told me to kill myself, and I blocked them. I blocked their number, and they just texted me earlier today, um, saying something about their new pronouns and stuff. I was like, dude, I don't care. They're like, well, I said you told me to end myself. Why do you think I should care about what you think? And the thing that sucks about having a flip phone is that it's once you block someone or delete their number, you'll always see their text they send to you. So I told them, I was like, dude, I don't care. You told me to off myself. Why should I be talking to you? And they're like, it's just a joke. I said, that's not a joke. Let me bring this into one of my friends. Um, feel like last year he was suffering from depression, dude. He was going through it. There was this kid, a bigger kid, told him to, end himself. And I stood up and said, "Hey, dude, that's not cool." And yeah, I will say it did disturb the teacher from teaching, but I wanted to tell him, I wanted everyone to know that this dude said something that wasn't cool. He was a country kid too. He was a racist one, so he hates people like me. But he was like, "Chill, man. It was just joking." I said, "Oh, so that's funny to you now? That's funny to you now, huh?" I said, "Holy crap, dude! You just love watching people end up doing stuff to themselves. Wow, you really are a horrible person. If you done that to someone, telling them to end themselves, the best thing for you to do is once you see that person again, doesn't even matter if you even if you don't see them. Like if you have their phone number, Messenger, or Snapchat, or whatever you know, whatever they have, you know, text them. Say, "Hey, man, it's me. I want to say I'm sorry, dude. It was in, whether what it was, whether you meant it or you didn't mean it, or if it was like the heat of the moment or something. You should seriously be like, dude, I don't even know. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you gotta think of how much destruction that can cause. And as I said, like an example, I wear this mask because I am horrendously ugly. Probably not that ugly, but enough to where I see myself in the category. And every day, usually, I wake up and look at myself in the mirror and it's like, golly, I really, I mean, I will say I got a nice haircut and stuff like that. But, yeah, I wear this mask kind of like a normal part of my day. I even wore this at school one time, but there got to a point where they thought, that I can't wear this. So they made me saying I can't wear it anymore. But you understand why I wear this mask. People say I look ugly, and to some extent, I believe that. So I wear a mask. So no one can really judge me on saying how I'm ugly and stuff, because, well, they never see my face. But still, though, it doesn't make it right for what you do. If you tell someone to do something to themselves, you're just as bad. Like, I don't want to say this because even me thinking about it, if you told someone about that, you're about as bad as like being someone who attempted murder. Like, you're just around that equally bad. Because attempted murder is when you try to kill somebody. And what I'm pretty sure, I forgot what it's called. I should probably look it up. Hold on. I'm going to pull up my phone real quick and look this up. But I know it's something around the lines. Hold on. Let's see if my mic is correct here, y'all. What is it called to tell someone? Hold on. I need to figure out what it means. Hold on, hold on. I know what that means, but like, what is it called when someone tell pretty sure this is it. I know it's a crime. Alright, yeah, it's a crime. Yeah, it's a crime. Yeah, it says it right here. Hold on, I'm gonna try to pull it up. Yeah, it's a crime. Encouraging, oh, what did I just say? I'm just trying to get in. No. I'm literally just trying to understand what this is. But yeah, it's illegal. It's a crime. You can go to prison for that. I mean, it's literally a crime. Like, hold on. Let me see this. I think it's like a oh no, that was the turtle incident. Hold on. Yeah, this is it. No, to open file. Yeah. Well, regardless though, it's a crime. It's a crime. You can get in prison for that. That's literally a crime. That's illegal. Telling someone to do that, that is I'm gonna turn on my PSI so this thing will charge. Is it charging? There you go. Sorry guys, I'm about to turn my PSI off. But yes, that is a crime. You will get in legal trouble for that. If they figure out you were the one who said it, encouraging them to do that, that's a crime. And that's just as bad as attempted murder. That's encouraging. You telling someone that they should do it, encouraging them, or lead them down a path to do it, that's illegal. You will get prison sentence for that. And it, I mean, you see it on the news probably every day of someone doing something like that. But what I'm trying to get to is when you tell someone to do that, apologize. If you've been a victim of that, just know you are a good person. Your life matters more than anything. Whether it means like your house, or stuff like that, like your house, a person's life. Like what was this saying? It goes. There was a saying I think of I don't know what it's called. I don't know, but I think it was like saving a life is better than none. I think maybe that's how it went. I don't know. But point is that your life matters. You matter. You have a purpose. I seriously have this thing backwards. You just need to find that purpose. And if you need help, call 988. If you live in the US, call 988. Figure out what your hotline number is. Get help. For the people who's told people to do it, apologizing to them is the most responsible thing to do. And if you ended up, you know, take, you ended up telling someone to do that, you should take responsibility for what you did. Be like, yeah, I told this person to do that. That was dumb of me. You should understand that you can't just do that. I mean, you know, because that can emotionally damage someone. Like, that can emotionally damage someone. But I'm not trying to keep y'all here forever, so I'm probably about to end the video. I'm not editing this. Like, I don't care. I'm posting this, like, right now. But just know you're not alone. There's a million people who's probably going down the road you're going down. Get help. Alright? And for the people who've done it, apologize, make amends, and make things right. We live in a screwed up world, but still doesn't mean we should be negative to each other, telling each other to do things. You know? And you never know what someone's dealing with when they get home. You never know. You have no idea what that person's personal life is. So, without further ado, do with that information as you will. Alright, I'm going to end the video right here. See you guys later. Goodbye.